welcome everybody to another edition of The Great Franchisee. Today we are joined by Michelle Weber. She's with Rubbish Works in Nashville. Michelle, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well, we're glad that you're here. So tell us, frame your personal story for us. What did you do before franchising, and why did you decide that franchising made sense to you?
Well, actually, prior to this, I was in another franchise for about 15 years in the commercial cleaning space. And I just really appreciated the support and the community that franchises give me because I was taking this adventure on all by myself. So once I got out of the cleaning industry, I knew I was looking for another franchise to join, and Rubbish Works was the one.
So you've been in franchising before. So interesting. So tell us, why franchising? A lot of people would think, oh, it's just fast food, it's costly, but you've seen the other side of it. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I really appreciate that there's been a path like blazed for me, and they have kind of figured out things that maybe would take me a long time to get into or figure out. And the other big thing is doing it on my own as a single owner this time. I really wanted that support. And like with premium service brands, there's a customer call center. There is media outlets. There's different things that they give us that I wouldn't be able to do on my own as a new business owner. And then the other thing is having the other Rubbish Works cities that I can call upon, and they know what I'm going through and I know what they're going through. And we can have those chats about how to get through the business days and how to grow our revenues together. And so I just see that whole support system as really beneficial to me as a single owner.
I love that. So what advice would you have for other people who are thinking about becoming franchise owners?
The great thing is if you're looking for support, it is a great thing to get into. If you're looking to try to start something up that you're not quite sure how the business runs or the ins and outs of it, a franchisor will really help you get through that because they have other franchise owners doing it. So if you want a support team, that's the best way to start, I think, with a franchise team to get you started if you don't want to try it on your own.
So what did you do before franchising?
Prior to that, actually, I was a nurse assistant in a hospital. So I have a great passion for helping people. And that's what I was doing prior to getting into the cleaning industry about 15 years ago.
Well, I'm sure that you're probably glad, maybe, a question mark on the end of that, that you missed the COVID situation, the pandemic as a nurse. But I'm sure as a nurse's assistant, but I'm sure that this industry has been affected. I mean, you began in February. What was the pandemic like for you starting up this business?
Yeah, it was a little different coming into it. Thankfully, Nashville in February was kind of coming out of that, and people were more accepting of inviting people into our homes. But with the junk removal business, we can pick up things curbside. We can also wear masks in people's homes to try to give them that feeling of comfort. But the biggest thing that came through was our curbside pick it up. If wanted contactless pickup, we could do it that way as well. So we didn't have to actually enter their homes if they're more comfortable with that.
It's like a pandemic free of the pandemic here. We can have business anytime, anywhere.
That's right.
So tell us about that local community of Nashville. What a great city. How do you feel like you fit in as a business owner? What do you feel like you bring to the city as a new business owner?
Well, that's one of the reasons why I got into Rubbish Works to begin with. I have a real heart to helping the community, and my mission here in Nashville is to try to refurbish or recycle everything I get and try to avoid the landfills. Of course, we can't do that with everything, but if I have furniture that's maybe gently used or something, I'm working with local community groups, maybe helping folks get into their first Section 8 home and they don't have any furniture or anything like that. We're working closely with them to try to provide some things that they can at least have in their kitchen or their home right as they go into their new home. So that's really a big passion of mine, is try to get with any local community groups that might need secondhand used items that other clients are getting rid of, but want to find a good home for it, so it avoids the landfill. So that's been a great matchup, and we've had some really fun stories and fun connections with people trying to build their homes with things that we're able to give them.
Okay, well, now you've just teased it. What are some of these stories? Tell me some good stories. I mean, we all want to make sure that, we know what's going on, that we feel good about it. Tell me what's been happening.
Yeah, so I partnered up with a couple of folks that work with different charities. A couple weeks ago, we helped a gentleman just getting released from prison, and he didn't have anything to start his new life with. So we were able to give him a full bedroom set that came from another person. And then we found another couch for him that was in good condition. And I can't tell you how much that warmed my heart just to get, a thank you from him. And he just so appreciated it that now he was going to start out where he at least had a bed frame and a bedroom set and things that to get him started. And that really was great feeling to help him with that. And then the other one that's very memorable is a gentleman that's homeless here in Nashville, and I work with him directly. And even though he's homeless, he's actually helping other people, homeless people, and getting into new homes and stuff. And him and I will talk a lot and say, oh, I've got these items, and he'll make arrangements and have people come meet me so that we can transfer that to people really in need. And those have been, just very fulfilling for me to help those folks out.
Well, Michelle, forget about country music stars. I mean, I feel like you're really doing the work there in Nashville. That's awesome.
Yes, yes. The other thing we're trying to do is Nashville has a big initiative here to try to have zero landfill waste by 2050, and it's a big push that they're trying to do. And so that's where my little piece of the earth, I'm trying to help them as well. So we avoid taking mattresses to the landfill. Anything we can recycle that's maybe not usable for somebody else to have, but we could recycle it and keep it out of that landfill. That's our biggest thing that we're trying to achieve, to get to where most of our items don't go there.
That's wonderful. So, what else are your goals for your business? What do you hope to achieve?
Um, I really want to instill empowerment in the people that work for me, that feel good about what they're doing and on my mission of trying to help the communities and help recycle in the communities, and really just help them prosper within their family too, by giving them jobs. And getting them on my team and getting into the culture of our mission. And that's where I'm really helping to try to help my employees get to their goals of what they want for their families as well.
Michelle, I have to ask, where do you get this drive from? I mean, what is one thing about your story that you would want us to know? I feel like there's a reason, right? Why you're so generous, why you had this mission in your life, and why you've gone this direction.
It actually started when I was in elementary school. I lived in Colorado at the time, and they taught us about recycling. And I immediately came home and told my parents, the soda cans are not going in the trash anymore. The plastic's not going in the trash. And my parents thought I was crazy back, in the 80s, thinking, what are we recycling? What are you doing? And it grew from there. I've just always had that. I've recycled all my life, and I've really been diligent about trying to help people is another passion of mine. I think that's just in me naturally, to get out there and just help people as much as I can, because I know we all work together and it'll all come back full circle to help everybody.
I love that. That's great. No, I can totally relate, right? In the 80s when we were learning about recycling. I remember, I remember when the first blue bins came out, And now, it's cooler than ever to recycle. So I'm sure you said that you had two 10-year-old daughters, right? I'm sure that they're incredibly proud of you. But is this a great lessons for them as well?
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm trying to instill in them, good work ethic, and the days are long and hard as a business owner, but it's definitely worth it, especially when you can help the community and help the earth at the same time. And the other side of that is our clients that, maybe they're not able to lift things out of their house, or they don't have people to help them, or a large truck to help them. I get a lot of thank you notes. I actually have one here on my desk from a lady that hand wrote me a note to just say how much she appreciated us and loved us, and that she couldn't have done it on her own. And I have a big heart for elderly folks as well. And so that it all just kind of plays in, and that I can show my daughters that this is what we do for our community and this is how we live and give back. So it's been a great experience.
Well, Michelle, you definitely are one of my favorite franchisees, and you are a great franchisee. So, congratulations on your new business in Nashville. Rubbish Works opened in February, and you're just taking off. You've got this.
Absolutely. Nashville is fired up and moving all around. I'm excited to be here.
Well, it's great for you to be with us today, and we thank you.
Thank you.